Laura Schlossberg, Managing Director at BK Asset Management.
BK Asset Management's Kathy Lean.
All right, good morning, everybody. Somebody give me a sound check. Let me know if you guys hear me okay. Sound good. Good afternoon. Video good. Let me know if all is good. I have a whole bunch of stuff to show you. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if everything is good. Everybody in the room. I just want to let me just make sure I gotta post this up here. In Twitter, good morning, everybody in Twitter land. Come on over. Trading now. Okay. All right, coolio. Everybody is good. Where's my conversation? What's going on over here? Here it is. Good morning, Cheryl. Adelny, everybody. Good morning. James, good evening. Where's everybody coming from? Okay, got a lot of stuff to share with you. First order of business. We got a nice sell going on over here. Jesus, wow. All right, I'm just watching the market open. We'll give it a second here. There's a lot of price action going on over here. I have a 1.6 scalper. For those of you who have the access to scalper, if you need access to scalper, just simply join us. Here's the link to join us. For those of you who want the first trend overlay, first extreme overlay, those are 2.0 versions, much better versions. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I changed everything around, made everything much simpler and cleaner, and also talk a lot about my whole new risk management strategy that's going to be much better for everybody in terms of, let me just go to my three-screen view here. What's going on over here? Okay, where's my three-screen view? Just 1 second. There we go. Okay, I want to watch everything that's going on here as far as assets go. Okay. All right. Very good. Gold. So we're both just sort of selling hard on the open right now into S&P and NASDAQ. We'll give it the first 5 minutes. Gold is going into super buy territory. Interesting. Look at gold right over here. Gold is going into super buy territory. And here's where it's going to get interesting. We're going to get some interesting new signals in my scalper. I think you're going to find it really fascinating. This will take a couple of days for everybody to absorb. So don't worry about it if you're sort of missing, if it's a little bit hard to understand what I'm trying to do here. But the bottom line is, I went away. I had a lot of time to think about risk, reward, everything else. And I realized that as much fun as I have kind of scaling down and buying in 2 or 3 tranches, there's 2 serious issues with that approach for most of you, which is that it's very fast. It requires just lightning fast speed, and it's probably much better for those of you who are trading MT5 prop accounts. But for futures accounts where we can't automate that stuff, it's snooze you lose. And the second thing is it's a very negative risk reward ratio. It's the sort of you lose 11, you win 2 or 3. So what I did is I really reconfigured the structure to make it, first of all, positive risk reward ratio, about 1.5 to 1, and 2, to separate my buys and my sells into 2 separate accounts. And that was actually something that it was a completely separate project that I was doing for Kathy, and I kind of stumbled across this idea. when I was doing it for her, and I realized that even on, this was like for a much longer term type of structures. I realized that when you separate the signals, you actually produce a much better result over the long run. Because here's what happens: there are days where just all the buys are going to be winners, and the sells would be iffy. There'll be days where, like yesterday, where all the sells were winners and the buys were certainly iffy. And if you're separating the two structures, especially in two different accounts, and that's one of the reasons why Apex is so good, because there's, you can get like 10 of these accounts for the price of one. I just put a code in there. Make sure you guys get a few accounts. You can run two accounts. One account is buy only. The other one account is sell only. You can even do buy only NASDAQ, buy only, buy only S&P. You can separate it by anything you want. But I'm not making it that complicated. I'm just simply trading buy only in one account, sell only in the other account, taking gold, NASDAQ, and everything else, and with a 1.5 to 1 risk reward ratio. And you're going to get a lot. I'm going to get a lot more stop outs as a result of this. But the ones that work are going to work great. And the point is that when you get streaky, on the sells or the buys, that account really compounds very fast. The other account just maybe lose a little bit, stays flat, and then the next day maybe it's an all buy structure. The point being is that doing it this way, it's a much faster target to funding, because when it's working, the account that's working is really going to compound much nicer at a positive risk reward ratio. And I'm not going to complicate you with a little more advanced trading techniques that I'm doing myself right now, but those are enough to give you guys a really good idea of the signals that we're going to be looking at. So coming to the idea of signals, the other thing that I've done is I've really simplified my signal set. The other thing I realized, this is very important, is the more signals you have, the more stop outs you go. Frequency is not super frequency is not a panacea. It's actually a huge problem. And the reason why super frequency is a problem is because you could you're going to be entering into if you're entering into a signal every 2 or 3 minutes and it just doesn't work, you very quickly can just get chopped up really badly. So ideally, my signals are kind of spaced out at between 10 and 15 minutes each on this chart. And there's a whole bunch of signals. This is for example, a first trend buy overlay, which has a buy signal. So this would go in the buy account. I would get stopped out. This one would go into the sell account, and I would make money on this particular signal. Right? Let's say I'm trading this signal pretty much with like a. I wanted to trade this actually with a 2-3 structure. So that would be 54. No, I think I'm actually 54, 51. Sorry, I was trading this like right now with like a 1.5 to 2 structure. So be short here, 1.5, 2. That perfectly worked well over here. Even and this is a sell extreme signal on an overlay. That's 47. That also would have worked nicely. With a 1.5 to 2. The real sort of star of the show, of course, is NASDAQ, because NASDAQ generates a ton of signals, and frankly, all we need to do is just simply trade NASDAQ all day long, because every hour there's 3 or 4 signals. And of course, some of them are going to work, some of them are not going to work. You can see this, the sell signals are working really well. The buy signals are failing. That's why you separate them into 2 separate accounts. And then as we get further, I'm going to show you how we could even reconcile the buy signals and make them positive at the end of the day. But right now, what's really happening is we see that the NASDAQ is going into supercell trend mode, right? Into supercell trend mode. And we're going to be waiting for a signal in that supercell trend mode right now. Now, the only thing that's going to be a little bit surprising on the chart is the way I've configured the new sell signals, buy signals, the momentum signals, and the counter trend signals is kind of very interesting. And again, that also applies all of the things that we've learned from scalping. If you're trading trend, right? Like see how good this sell signal is. The sell signal is right over here. You see how well it it took. the reason why is because we're going to be trading the retrace version in trend, but a confirmation version when we're doing a counter trend signal. So right here, you have both a buy and a sell signal in this thing showing up, because it's a counter trend extreme signal. In other words, it went extreme. Now it's going to go try to take over the 8-period SMA and give us a green diamond, reversal signal. At the same time, it's also going to rise above the 8-period SMA in a super trend sell signal, and it's going to give us a sell signal. So I'm actually going to be taking both a buy and a sell at the same time. This is the only time in this particular structure where this happens. Everywhere else, they're quite nicely separated. But just in this particular case, because of the way that I decided to structure the sells and the buys. So the trend signals, as you can see here, this trend signal is coming in on a retrace, right? On the other hand, any reversal signals, that is signals where you're buying underneath the major moving average, the 200 moving average, or selling above, those are going to be confirmatory. They have to break the moving average, the short-term moving average, to actually confirm the signal. So you'll see how it goes. Like right now, we actually don't even have it. We just have pure continuity on the trades. I'm watching trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, I have a gold signal. Let's go to gold. We actually have a gold two-way signal. So I have a buy signal in gold. Let's do that first. Where's my? Oh wait, hold on. I'm in my thing. Okay, so let me go buy gold. I'm going to buy gold in my buy account, and then I'm going to sell gold in my sell account, because one of them is a reversal signal right over here. The other one is a trend continuity signal. So we'll see. We'll see which account is going to do well. I think this one is. Oh, I sold the big one. Okay, well, sorry, I got the wrong. I actually made a lot more money than I wanted to, because I sold the big account. I want to start all of this with micro accounts. Sorry, let me do the MGC. MGC. Okay, that's good. So the other one did not got stopped out on the buy side, which is fine. MGC, is it this one? Yeah, G5. Okay, let me get rid of the big one. Okay. Okay, no problem. That one we got flipped on the buy side, and I'm going to do the MGC. Very good. Okay, very good. Okay. Just looking to see if I have any more signals going on over here. No. Going back to NASDAQ, which is really our so just to show you, yes, the gold signal worked to the short side. Did not work to the long side. This was a long signal. The trend did not continue, but the counter trend signal worked really, really nicely. Going back to NASDAQ, I'm still waiting to see. NASDAQ is kind of really, really extending its super trend signal without giving me any possible entry. So it'll be interesting to see on the NASDAQ side. We're also going to do buys and sells here. I want to get rid of all my big accounts. Okay. And then we'll see how that plays out. How's the S&P doing? S&P getting almost into super trend sell territory, right? Everything is still negative. It makes perfect sense. We have a lot of pressure from DeepSeek sell-off yesterday. It's very likely going to at least stay here through the morning. We'll see if by the afternoon they try to recover. So fully expect the sell signals to kind of continue pressing us here. Okay. Just watching my other screen here. How's everybody doing? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys are doing. What have you guys been trading? What's on your mind? How's trading been going for you guys? Let me know all those things. So right now we're watching NASDAQ, right? and it's 52 seconds left, so plenty of time. We have to see if this candle holds. So this is giving us a again, the only time where this happens, a two-sided signal. It's telling us that this is a potentially a reversal signal. The diamond is a reversal signal in a deep downtrend. It's also telling us that this is a sell signal of a super trend, a sell signal. So we're going to take first the buy side. Let me just make sure I got this right. Yeah, I'm on the NASDAQ. And then we're going to take the sell side. So I got 13 seconds left. With about 3 seconds. Let's see if it holds. Let's see if it holds. We got to make sure this candle holds. All right, we're going to go. Went to the buy side. Now we're going to go to the sell side. All right, and if you guys want to see where the accounts are, this is the sell side account, right? So there's a buy side account, there's a sell side account, and we're trading this with a 15-point stop and a 20-point target, right? So it's always going to be hopefully positive risk reward ratio, right? And we're almost there. Right? We're almost there. I'm going to take it right there. Okay. So what happened on this side is the trend side did well, and we just made nice money on the trend side. The counter trend side did not. The counter trend side got stopped out, which is, by the way, very expected, because remember I said to you, on a counter trend signal, the first counter trend signal usually is not great. It's rare that the first counter trend signal actually works. It's much more likely that the trend signal works. Now, what's really, really cool about the trend side is you got a great entry here, right? It retraced right into this green zone. I had no slippage. It just it was super fast, and I clipped the trend side. If you want to get fancy, you could say, hey, I'm not going to take the counter trend because it's the first counter trend signal. I'm just going to take the trend signal. You can make lots of judgments like that as you like. I'm just going to trade both sides on all the signals just to show you the possibilities. And frankly, as I'm looking over here, for us, it really behooves us to trade only NASDAQ, maybe occasionally S&P. S&P right now, I'm waiting to see. How come the S&P is not showing me? Oh, because this was the sell signal. This was the extreme sell signal. Okay, the S&P now is finally going into super trend sell, right? And we will have to wait and see if it kind of retraces back out here and gives us a sell signal in the S&P. As far as NASDAQ goes, it was an extreme sell signal. Now, here's the other thing that I've done for you guys, and you can take it or leave it depending on how you want to trade this. I've made it so that the extreme signals, this is where the price really, really stretches away from the moving average, are frequent. The one frequency I gave you was that at every time the price breaks through the moving average at an extreme level, it gives you, the first time it does that, it gives you that signal. Whether you want to take that or not, up to you. I think in a strong sell-off, it's kind of an interesting approach. But as you can see, when he's selling extremes, you always have the risk of retrace. I didn't take this extreme sell because I was talking to you guys, but this would have been a retrace out, right? This would have worked nicely. This sell signal over here, I'm not sure. No, this was the opening. This was the opening charm. This sell signal pre-opening would have worked well. Opening signals are always very, very vulnerable to a retrace. And this is a second extreme signal that's vulnerable to retrace. Now watch this. Now we're getting a second reversal signal, right? So now I'm going to go into my buy account. And I'm going to see if I can buy this reversal signal, because now it's just a pure buy signal. Okay. Let's see if this plays out. Okay, and I can flip it over to the buy account. I'll show it to you, to the buy account. Oh, damn! It was so super fast that it got filled. Let me show you what happened here. Oh wow, that was super fast. Damn, I couldn't even show you the trade. Wait, hold on. Look at that. I bought 191 and it got filled. Did it get filled? Yeah, it got filled at 208. What is that right? Where's my signals? Yeah, let me just make sure I'm on the right account. No, I'm on the wrong account. Sorry, let me show this to you. This is the account, right? Okay, sorry. I get the look how fast this was. I bought the reversal and look how fast it popped me over. And that was 1.5. I basically risking 15 points to make 20. So that really put me into a positive territory right away. So if you think about this, I lost 15 on this one. I made 20 on this one. I'm net positive on the buy side already. And I'll show you how it could be net positive even better than that tomorrow or the next day, because I don't want to just add too much complexity to you. But two things that I really wanted to impress on you. Number one, first of all, now we have the buy signals. We have like the buy extreme signal popping up. So if this comes up, with Nasdaq, it's really amazing. You get like a signal almost every 4 or 5 minutes. Literally, you could just trade Nasdaq all day long on this and be perfectly okay. Wow, Jesus Christ, this is popping hard. I'm gonna switch to the S&P because the S&P has a buy signal here, which is what I'm gonna do on the buy side, buy reversal. Okay, and it looks like it's gonna get done pretty quickly. Okay, exit. This was a buy. I took a buy reversal on the S&P here, and that worked out very, very nicely. I did not take the sell because it's again, this is the only time where you have like both sides showing up at the same time. So it's kind of hard to execute both of them at the same time. And I decided that the reversal here was a stronger signal. But and basically, here's what's happening. I started out with my sell account being positive. So I'm like up on my sell account, right? I started out with my buy account being negative, but now I took couple of positive buy trades, and now that buy account is back to even. And that's how you basically manage your P&L. Think about this. At very worst, you have two accounts. One of them just does $400, $500, $600 a day, and you have a couple of good days, you're sort of way on your target to fund it. The other one is mildly negative because the negatives are always small and the positives, or flat, or in the best case scenario, they're both running positive because one, let's say, does well in the morning, the other one starts doing well in the afternoon. One side or the other side of the market generally becomes dominant during a certain particular time frame. And when that side becomes dominant, those signals start popping. The beautiful thing about this is that we don't have to guess which side of the market we need to filter for. We just take both sides and let the market show us which side is dominant. That's kind of a really, really cool innovation that you can only do like with an Apex account where you have two accounts side by side, where you're trading one side only buys, the other side only sells. So it's really, really working. Okay, great. I'm glad it's all solved. I'm not, guys, any technical support questions, I'm obviously not answering right now when we're trading. So whatever you have issues, either get back to me later or try to fix them yourself. I've given you both of these overlays for free. My only ask is that you guys go open a few accounts with Apex because they are ours. That's what gives you that's what gives me the time and the effort to be able to give you these great indicators. All right, now I'm watching. I'm still on the buy side, and I'm just watching the S&P just for shits and giggles right now, right? And let's see if the S&P gives me an extreme buy here. Okay. I want to make sure I'm in the right thing. Yeah, I'm at 812. That's correct. 812. Yeah, that's fine. Was that one? Okay. All right. I'm on the S&P. And this one, might slide against me. And that's just, that is, first of all, it's an extreme signal. So it's always going to have a very strong possibility of retrace, especially because it's a big breakout. Yeah, and that's fine. And it was a tiny little clip. And that's how it goes. You win one, you lose one. You win one, you lose one. If one of them is 1.5 to the good side, one of them is only 1 to the bad side, you're way ahead of the game. And right now, obviously, the market is super negative, so the buys are going to be more difficult. And the buy extremes are always going to be the most problematic. So, like, if you wanted to get a little bit more selective, I'm just going to show you lots of different trades so that you guys could get a feel for it. But if you want to be more systematic, you can say, "Oh, I'm only going to today is a sell signal because everything is underneath the moving average. I'm going to take the sell extremes. I'm only going to take the extremes on the sell side." There's lots of different ways that you can play this. Although here, this buy extreme worked really well. Now we get into an interesting situation here because, as I said, in Nasdaq, there's a possibility for a signal almost every 10 minutes, and I'm probably just going to this whole week to get everybody acclimated, just only trade maybe Nasdaq and a smattering of S&P, just because otherwise, our focus just can get crazy. But what's happening now is that we've now left the super trend category. The moving averages are getting narrow, and now we're going to have a reversal. We're going to have a buy reversal signal soon, hopefully. And if we're going to do that, that's going to be we're going to trade that in our buy count and let that play out. So. Yeah, consumer confidence, 4 minutes. Dr. D says, right, major news in 6 minutes. Okay, so we may hold off on this just to see how it's playing out. Meantime, going on gold, the sell signal here, we would have traded this with 52.58.2. This would have stopped us out. This would have just stopped us out. $1.50. I think I'm going to try to trade gold. I think I'm going to make it pretty simple. Trade everything 2 threes. If you traded 2 threes, then it's kind of simple. So gold would be a $2 stop, $3 target. So if you do it at $2 stop, 58.2, I would have survived this with a $3 target. So it's still a long way to go on gold on the sell side. Matter of fact, you know what? Just we can minus. I have the. Let me set this up. I'm just going to do 20, 30. Okay. 30 ticks, 20 ticks on gold. Save that, and then I'll have that as my structure. All right. We'll see. We'll sell gold. Basically, I'm late on the signal, but the signal is pretty much at the this particular signal. So we'll see. We'll see if that. Oh, I forgot to put the stops and targets. Damn it. All right. Sorry, guys. Hang on a second. Let me just do 20, 30, and reestablish this trade. Okay. Okay. All right. So we'll reestablish this trade at these levels. This is a stop. This will be the target 20, 30 in gold. We'll see if the sell side of gold does anything for us. We'll go back to S&P. S&P now is turning into a positive flow. So is Nasdaq. This is all now turning positive flow. So now, if this thing dips below, comes back up above, that's going to give us a buy signal. And we're going to try and trade that on the buy side. You guys following what I'm doing here? Is everybody kind of seeing the ideas? It requires basically for you to trade with 2 accounts, which is could be a little bit of or it's really not that hard. Just it's a drop down menu kind of a story, but it really makes it so much more profitable for you because one side or the other side begins to dominate. Like for example, pretty clear that so far the sell side dominated in the first 30, 40 minutes of trade. Now looks like we're trying to do our usual 10 o'clock rally. Are we done? Are we done selling? Are the buyers coming back into play? But in NASDAQ, I mean, just to give you an idea, if you just sort of gave yourself, like, let's just run it from, oh, sorry, this is the S&P. Yeah, I was like, the NASDAQ, you had a tremendous amount of signals. Just look at this from 6 o'clock onward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 signals in 15 signals in a matter of like 3 hours, right? So just a huge amount of signals over here. I should have look at this buy. This breakout buy was a really, really strong buy. So we are clearly reversing flows now, which is really interesting. I closed out my gold position just because I don't want to get distracted by it. I kind of want to look at the I just took it for $1. It's probably going to go a lot more my way, but it's fine. Yeah, everything is going to be recorded, son, and I know it's going to be it's a little bit confusing if you're coming in late, but the basic idea is I redid all my signals. The signals now are cleaner, fewer or more, depending on how you want it. Like, for example, if you want to get rid of extremes, just simply get rid of extremes, then the signals are sort of nice and clean and very orderly, like once every 30, 40 minutes. And you could trade them in a nice, clean fashion. The extremes are the only ones that give you a huge amount of potential signals because every time you get an extreme move, you basically extreme is just a fancy signal for breakouts. So of course breakouts fail quite a lot, but when the breakouts work, they work really beautifully. So the whole idea is if you take the first breakout, generally, even if it's 50% accurate, at a 1.5 to 1 risk reward ratio, you're winning. That's why I decided to put all the breakout signals on here as an idea. And you can sort of look at it the other way around. Like, let me just put only breakouts on here. And you see, like, this one fails, but the sell works. The buy works over here. The sell fails over here. It's kind of really interesting to watch the sequence of breakouts in a very strong, especially highly volatile environment. The breakout signals really can be very streakily positive. So winner, 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 loser. I guess this would be a loser, right? So 2 losers against 4 winners, 5 winners, 6 win. Let's say 5 winners, 3 losers, just like for argument's sake, with a 1.5 to 1 risk reward ratio. That's a very, very positive net P&L, right? I'm winning 30, losing 20. So 3 times 20 is 60. 5 times 30 is 150. I'm effectively 90 S&P points to the good. Just doing the extreme overlay, which I gave you guys, which you guys can have, right? So it's very very simple. If you just take one particular indicator and think of it as a separate system that you're trading. I'm just giving you lots and lots of signals here because because I want to show you lots of trades. Yes, it's a proprietary script. Let me see if I can do this. Give it to you. Sorry, it's the other one. It's the Extreme Overlay X. These are both proprietary scripts. You can download them for free because I'm giving them to you. Just all I'm asking you guys is to open up an account with Apex and trade with them. And then, of course, the scalper itself, which contains a whole bunch of really interesting signals, that's proprietary, and you can get that. You can get that from us just by joining us. So really, really recovered strongly, right? Look at this. We're like 200 points to the good on the recovery. Just boom, right? Boom, boom, boom. That extreme move in the in NASDAQ just clipped us out, even though, well, it retraced a lot though. So you can't really make an argument that you would have had a potential move here, but it's interesting. What's really, really super interesting, guys, is that like we just went from super sold, from hard sell to super trend negative to hard buy, super trend, basically positive, without ever just even giving us a chance to get into the trade, right? There's no reversal signals here because it just did a full V-shaped recovery. So it's kind of showing you, I think the market is maybe shaking off the NVIDIA news. Generally, when we get a sell-off on Monday, we usually get a little bit of a recovery on Tuesday, right? And then we hang out and wait for the Fed. By the way, we're definitely going to be trading Fed tomorrow, so I'll be trading. I think I'll probably trade both of them tomorrow morning and the Fed announcement in the afternoon for those of you guys that want to come join me. I have no signals, so we're good. We got nothing to do here. That gold short trade, I closed it early, but that worked really, really nicely well to the downside, right? That was an entry at around here. It would have been, 3 points to the downside. I just, it's hard for me to. I'm not really, unless I'm trading gold exclusively, it's hard for me to focus on all the instruments because I'm just looking for signals. But this is just really, really blew up. Wow. This is 160 to 200 point move. Here's that. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. So let's see if this works. This is a buy signal from the overlay, the trend overlay. And again, here I am buying a retrace. Now, the very, very big problem here is that we had such a strong super duper move that I could easily get myself clipped out here. But it's fine. I'm going to go in on this. Oh, wow. I'm getting both a extreme sell signal and a buy trend signal. That's also pretty rare. That's really rare. Well, the extreme is going away, but the buy signal, I got 15 seconds left. Let's see if that works. I'm going to give myself. All right, I'm in the trade. We'll see. I doubt I'm probably going to get stopped out because this is a retrace that usually when I want to buy the first trend signal, you have a nice mellow move back. And now I have a sell to the downside. So we'll go the other way if this holds. That's perfectly okay. I knew this was going to be a very problematic buy signal because this wasn't a regular, hey, we're just going to break the 200 period moving average, nice and clean move. The trend has already been huge from here. This is kind of a reversal trend, So now I have a sell signal to the downside. Let's see if I take the sell signal. Sell signal to the downside. Let's see if that works. 18 seconds left. I gave it. thought it would go down a little bit more, but I wanted the execution to be here, but I got the execution a little bit late. It looks like I'm going to get retraced on the sell signal too. All right. Yep, that's par for the course. Lots of volatility. We had the very unusual V-shaped course, and all of these signals are just going to fail us at this point, as is expected. I have a buy signal on the S&P. Let's take that. But also very doubtful, because this buy, remember, this is coming off a huge V-shaped recovery. So typically when you have a buy signal on a moving average crossover, it's kind of building, and then it kind of starts to build a fresh trend. Here, it's already had a huge trend, so it's very possible this could retrace against me too also. But I'm taking all of them because, again, remember, as I said, I'm going to get stopped out a lot more, but on a much lower risk-reward ratio. And then when I hit my winners, they're going to more than pay for my losers. Doing it this way really creates a much better. Even though like 3 stops in a row, you're like, oh, I'm screaming. I'm trading very small, so none of this is really hurting me. But it in the end of the day, it does work out to a much more positive thing. We just ran into, this was a really big V-shaped buzzsaw. It's totally normal that all of these signals are going to be just stopping us out, because we're giving ourselves very little room to trade. Like, this could actually go our way, but we're giving ourselves very little room, margin for error, and that's just the nature of the beast. I've made a decision. I'd rather give myself small margin of error, and when I'm winning, I'm going to win big, rather than give myself lots and lots of room for losses that could get much worse. All right, let me clean all this up so we don't see the executions, so they don't bother us. And let's just see what we got as far as the sell signals go. Sell buy signals. Yeah, this is, again, this is the S&P, right? I came in at 52. I gave myself like a 2-point stop, and I probably should have given myself. I should have traded this with a 3-4, and that would have worked really nice. It was just that frustrating. The S&P, I just got clipped out at the lowest of a tick, and then it completely turned ourselves around on the buy side. That's okay. There'll be other buy signals down the road, and I'll make those. And of course, you guys can modify it any way you like. You don't have to use such tight stops to make it work. The S&P was actually really the better signal. I should have bought this. I just it's hard to trade both signals at the same time. And even this one, if I bought this 35, yeah, this just clipped me out. I had a 15-point stop. All right, here comes now a buy breakout, buy extreme in NASDAQ. Let's see how that works. Okay, there's my entry. So the breakout signals are the most volatile. You have to just, assume that you're going to get clipped out on pretty much the majority of them. I'm sort of showing them to you, not because I want to, that just sucks. Not because, I want to take all of them, but because I just want to show you the trade signals themselves. I'm taking small sizes, so it really doesn't matter to me on this particular account. And remember, my sell account is really, really positive. My buy account is definitely down because the buy signals here just clipped me out. But what I was going to say is you don't have to do the extreme breakout signals are just there if you want to do lots and lots of signals. You don't have to do them to take them. I'm just sort of taking them just to show you, the possibilities of all these signals. You can take the extremes out and just trade the nice paced ideas. So, the extremes are the most frequent. So if I hide those, the rest of the stuff just simply gives you very nice, clean signals every 20, 30 minutes. And you're in a much more reasonable pace of trade when you're trading it this way. I just wanted to I wanted to do more than less signals with you guys at this point, but let me see how we're doing here. And now we're going into super trend buy. This is starting to turn green. Honestly, the story of my stop outs today is just simply a function of the fact that my stops are very, very tight in a highly volatile environment. And that's going to happen when you have a really, really volatile instrument like NAS right now. You can't just be, I'm very loosey-goosey with this because I'm just showing it to you, but you really have to be super focused and decide which signals you want to take. Or conversely, widen out. If I'm trading with a 15, 20, 20, sort of a 15, 20 stop target, it probably pays you to trade with a 30, 30, 40. You still go positive, but you have to widen out your stops and targets. And trade a little bit smaller. Okay, let's see what we got here. This is interesting. All right, so we're finally getting the double signal in NASDAQ. Let's see if this gives it to us. What that is there's a counter trend signal. If this thing goes underneath here, it's both a buy and a sell signal because this goes into super trend, just a little bit into retrace mode. So I'm trying to buy it in a super trend mode. It's not giving me any signal. It's still just simply staying in super trend mode. Just watching to see if we got anything in NASDAQ coming up here. So another idea for those of you who want to, have fun, but at the same time segregate. This is really all about segregating risk, right? It's all about putting risk into one drawer and reward in another drawer, and that way you try to collect the rewards, and the risk goes into good bank, bad bank. risk goes into the bad account, and the reward goes into the get good account. Another way of kind of thinking about this, you could say, you know what, I'm just going to trade the extremes in a third account, which is probably, I think, what I'm going to do. This way, we can do lots of extreme sells and buys in NASDAQ, but not let that pollute the P&L of just the classic buys and sells, that we generate. Because the classic buys and sells, like right now, here's 15 seconds. This is a buy trend. So I'm gonna do a buy in this account, and then a sell. It's not showing. Not giving it to me yet. Every time I want that signal, it's still staying above the moving average. All right, let's see what happens here. No, it's just starting to peel away. And also, by the way, you can create a different risk structure on the extremes. I think this is actually probably a really good idea. I think I'm going to do that with you guys tomorrow. Because on the NASDAQ extremes, you can go 30, 40, right? 30-point stop, 40-point target. Had I done that, like in this particular case, and I still wouldn't have been in the trade. Where was the buy signal? Was that 56 or no? This one. It was 73. The stop would have been like 43. Target would have been still just rallying, but I would have been much more alive in this trade in particular. And it probably makes a lot more sense. Look at that big breakout move. And 30, 40 would have done us, right? Because it would have been 70. Well, not quite yet. 73, 43 would have been a stop. 13 would have been a target. Would have been very close. But you could. That's the thing with. I think that's actually a really, really good lesson out of the breakout signals. Is you got to give them wide both ways. They either work wide, and you survive the retraces, and we'll put them into a separate account tomorrow and just run them there. I just haven't had a chance to kind of put everything together for you guys because I was away. But overall, I mean, I love the new layout. It gives you so many interesting new ideas, so many interesting signals here as a potential. Today was just a execution tweak, but once you get the executions down, the structure becomes really, really good. Wow, look at this moves. This thing just goes straight up from grossly oversold to hugely overbought, right? And that's sometimes a function of a highly volatile market, V-shaped bottoms. The cool thing I was going to say to you is that V-shaped bottoms were always a problem for us, and now they're not. There's lots of interesting signals around these V-shaped bottoms that work both ways because we could have taken them both ways right now. Oh, S&P has a buy signal here. All right, so what we're gonna do? Gonna get a little wider on the S&P. Let's see if we can make that work. All right, I'm in the S&P. Let me show you where we're at. So I put a little bit of a wider stop target on the S&P. This is also really grossly overstretched. So it'd be a shock if this thing hits target. It's likely gonna come back on ours, but it's fun to watch it on a breakout basis. Let's see. Let's see where that takes us. A really vicious short covering rally, right, guys? So what is the, while this is kind of floating around, what is the schedule tomorrow? Today's 28th, Tuesday. We have BOC in the morning. So I think we'll do like a light session in the morning tomorrow, like 9:30 to 10:30. Oh, look at that in the S&P. Look at that, beautiful. And we got, we hit the target. So that breakout trade worked because I adjusted and had the right execution. I had the largest stop, I went to a 3-4. That's basically what you need to do is to serve a 3-4. I risk 3 to make 4, whether it's on S&P or NASDAQ. And that worked out much nicer. Anybody take that trade, by the way? Everybody take that trade? Anyways, as I was saying, tomorrow we're going to do like a small session, maybe 45 minutes in the morning, just kind of see if, if we got a couple of signals and stuff like that. And then we're going to trade these frigging firehouse signals, which are going to be tons of them after Jerome talks tomorrow. So I'm sure there's going to be lots and lots of, and I'll put them into a separate account, and we'll just go crazy with that, and let that play with a large variance. All right, sound good, guys? Who took the trade? You got it, Carlos? Everybody took that trade? Anybody else in the room took the trade? Second done for the day. Good job, Dr. G. No, I'm glad you guys got that. So I think that's sort of like the net thing. I worked so hard on I worked on the signals. Now we're going to work on the technique. It's going to be a 3-4 risk reward ratio, meaning risk 3 to make 4 on the breakouts, and the regulars ones we'll just do 2-3, risk 2 to make 3, or 20-30, whatever tick ratios it is for the instrument. And the thing that I was going to say to you that I think is interesting, this is what I realized when I stepped away for a couple of days, is the instinct is that whenever something is overstretched, is to say it's overbought. But what you see is that typically one little firehouse, one little extreme signal generally leads to more, right? And the key thing is that the first one very often ignites a bigger fire. And that is why it's much better to kind of buy the breakout and let that run rather than try to fade the breakout at the first point. Eventually, these things are going to collapse, but not here. And that's where you get a chance to really, really trade this. Now, of course, sometimes they fail. Although here, this one, this is the first one that started, and it actually gave you a nice long move to the upside, right? So if you took this one, you took that one, it gave you some really, really good clean trades. And same thing with this one. The only problem with this trade was that I just made it too tight. I was using different risk parameters than the one you need for a big breakout trade. But as we adjusted, it made money. We're all good. All right, my friends, I got to run. Everybody have a great, great day. Thank you so much. Let's make sure you guys all take care of my friends at Apex. If you want to join me, here's the link. If you want my coaching, let me do the link again. If you want coaching again tonight at Pass the Prop, 7 o'clock, you can join that. That's a really, really good deal. Okay, so I left you all my links. Everybody have a great day. I'll see everybody in the markets tomorrow. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.